Coming up on The Rise, Creatures of the Night. Reptiles arrive to the borough for an exhibit of exotic wildlife.
Hack MT. Tech-savvy college students spend their weekend making apps, games, and gadgets.
Black History Month, the annual celebration of African American achievements, has a history of its own.
Academy Awards. Hollywood's biggest night is almost here. We have a preview of what to expect from the Oscars.
All that and more today on The Rise.
Good morning, Middle Tennessee, and welcome to The Rise. I'm Mason Brown.
And I'm Katie Inman. And Mason, we're back.
Yeah, we are.
It's been long awaited, but here we are.
It's Wednesday, February 22nd. We've got a great show coming up, including some scaly special guests, including Mr. Freckles. He's going to be joining us in the studio, so stay tuned for that.
I'm so excited to see that too. Also ahead, Oscar Sunday is right around the corner, so stick around to find out what movies might be awarded the film industry's top honors.
But first, let's start the show by finding out what's happening at MT.
Well, if snakes and lizards give you the creepy crawlies, maybe it's time to face your fears.
That's what Rise reporter Kristen Gallant did over at the Reptile Expo over the weekend in Murfreesboro. Hey, Kristen.
Hey guys, well, 20 vendors filled the Doubletree Hotel this past Sunday for Tennessee's first ever Creatures of the Night Expo. Here's what happened when I put on a brave face and checked out the show. We're here at the Creatures of the Night Expo at the Doubletree in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and I'm a little scared, but we're gonna go check out some reptiles.
We do the rescuing, so if there's anybody that needs to find a new home for critters, we can take critters in. We use the ones that we can, and the ones that we can't, then we adopt out and try to find new homes for.
I really like snakes. I've always wanted one, but I never had a chance to really get one. My mom doesn't really like them, so.
Basically, I've always kind of had a little thing for reptiles here and there, and I've always liked geckos. So kind of unique, exotic that you don't really see walking out in the woods kind of thing.
So today we've got vendors from Tennessee, we've got vendors from Indiana, Arkansas, Georgia, and Kentucky. So some traveled some distance to come here.
If you missed this weekend's event, Creatures of the Night will return to the borough for another show at the Doubletree on April 23rd.
Well, Kristen, I can't believe that you were brave enough to put that snake on your shoulders.
I was not terrified of the snake, but lizards I am terrified of, so it was hard for me to even pet that gecko.
Oh, wow. But thank you, Kristen. Coming up later in the show, a few of those critters you saw in this segment will join us right here in the studio. But don't get winded. The MTSU School of Music hosted their annual Flute Festival last Saturday. The Flute Festival took place in the Wright Music Building on campus, with concerts taking place in the Hinton Concert Hall. Flutists from elementary school to 12th grade competed in solo competitions. The first place winner of the high school competition received $200. Master classes were also taught to flutists by professionals, including the topic, how to practice. Students and parents enjoyed different flute concerts throughout the day.
You may have heard of bike-a-thons and bowl-a-thons, but what about a hackathon?
Sure, it sounds complicated, but our producer Whit Laxon says it's all fun and games for those participating.
Spending an entire weekend working on a project is not ideal for the average college student.
Put some data in there, yeah.
Still, these students are hard at work, and they're having fun.
There's not a lot of time to just go do something for fun, like learn a new technology, a new programming language, or just using new hardware. So you want to have the time to just sit down and do that. So this is oftentimes what is done in the IT industry.
Hack MT brings together computer programmers from a dozen universities to work in teams on a variety of electronic products. The teamwork begins Friday evening and lasts until Sunday morning, with lots of coffee and energy drinks in between.
You get so focused on the thing, and you keep working on it, you kind of tune out your own biorhythms and stuff, and you just want to get the project done.
Literally millions of coordinates.
Some teams like Park MT develop apps to benefit their fellow students.
You imagine that there's a building and there's some parking lots, and wouldn't it be great if you knew what the chances are of that lot being full, so you could plan where you're going to park a little bit better.
And other groups create products to benefit professors.
The students to log in with their information, and it'll record that they logged in, where they logged in, and when they logged in. So they'll know if you're in class or not.
Over the weekend, students are mentored by industry professionals.
It's going to start running line 4, line 5, line 6, line 7.
So while Hack MT is a competition, it's also a learning experience.
It's always about learning and growing and finding all these new things that are out there.
For The Rise, I'm Whit Laxon.
Over 200 students participated in the MT Hack event, and MTSU received first, second, and third place honors in the competition.
Team Park MT that was featured in the story was runner-up. Like many, you may wonder what exactly kids do on their days off from school. In the words of if the words harness and zip lining came to mind, you're definitely on the right track. On January 21st, ETC Gymnastics Camps was a lively event for all youth, filled with excitement, laughter, and not to mention a few stomach drops.
Anytime schools are out for weather-related issues or teacher in-service days or official holidays like today, President's Day, we offer camp, which is a day-long program from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. where we do a lot of fitness disguised as fun.
This gymnastics center doesn't only offer a blast to younger kids. If you're anywhere between the ages of 2 and 18, classes and programs are available for sign up at etcgymnastics.com. This is where Olympic dreams begin. Now, it's getting a lot warmer. The allergies are acting up. I know you got allergies, don't you?
Yeah, no, who doesn't? I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like everyone's sniffling and everything like that, and I think that this weather is a huge cause of that, too.
Yeah.
It's just been crazy.
Gotta be.
But our weather reporter, Piper Evans, joins us now with our first look at weather.
Well, first, I think we can all agree that this weather has been just crazy this winter. We've not had, a lot of cold. We had a little bit between January and February, but now at the middle of February, temperatures are up in the 70s, just like today. And currently in your area, temperature is topping off at 70 degrees so far, but it's going to go up through the day. The wind is going to be about a little bit under 10 miles per hour, between 10 and 5 miles per hour. So it's going to be a little bit, kind of annoying, hair going everywhere, the normal. And then humidity is going to be pretty low as well. As we move now on into your weather headlines, we're going to have a sunny day. We're going to have nice temperatures throughout the week and a clear weekend ahead. And this is your forecast for today. We're going to have partly cloudy skies. Temperatures are going to top off at about 70 degrees. For Nashville, we're going to have temperatures about 71 degrees in Nashville, Murfreesboro. So really comfortable. Break out your Chacos because I'm going to, and now I'm going to send it back to the host.
Thanks so much, Piper. We're going to take a quick break.
Welcome back to The Rise. We may know why we celebrate Black History Month, but many don't know how it actually began. Rise reporter Kiera Green tells us all about the person who started this American tradition.
It's a well-known American tradition, but when we asked MTSU students if they know who created Black History Month, it turns out no one actually knows that it was one Harvard graduate with a groundbreaking idea.
Do you know who created Black History Month?
No. Actually, I do not. Is that a bad thing?
Carter G. Woodson, a son of former slaves and a Harvard graduate, proposed an idea to celebrate the achievements of Black people that he felt were overlooked in education. He coined the term Negro History Week in 1926 and chose the second week of February, which held the birthdays of Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass. In 1976, the term Black History Month was adapted and is now a month-long observance.
I think it's very important that we know where it originated from, and I hope And I feel like that can make Black history better and for us to learn our history.
We celebrate Black history on campus as well, with our James E. Walker Library named after the first Black president of MTSU.
I'm at the moment seeking more knowledge about Black history basically, and just trying to learn more about my culture. Really, like, history is what you make of it. However, if you don't know your history, what do you have to live for?
So with the many celebrations Black history brings, now you know how Black History Month began. For The Rise, I'm Kiara Green.
Thanks, Kiara. We're joined now by Mr. Brendan with ReptileGuide.net. And he's here to show us some critters, as you call them. I've got a big critter on my neck and shoulders right now. This is Mr. Freckles.
Correct.
So tell us a little bit about Mr. Freckles.
Yeah, Mr. Freckles is a red-tailed boa constrictor. Boa constrictors come from South America. We can tell he's a red tail if we look at his tail right here. So the tail of a snake is considered the last third of his body. So Mr. Freckles is 13 years old. He's 9.5 feet long, and he weighs almost 30 pounds. So the last third of his body would be his tail, would be about a little over 3 feet. And you can see some brownish, reddish, even orangish colors on his tail. And then if we look behind his head, you might be able to tell how he got his name, Mr. Freckles.
Yeah, he's got him right there. And he's a bit of a celebrity, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah, so Mr. Freckles is going to be in a music video that'll be coming out here at the end of this month, I think the 28th. Beth Garner, her title track is Snake Farm. And so we had a couple different snakes in the video, and he's one of them. He's also been in a TV commercial, and
big time.
I think a photo shoot as well, just a still shoot too.
How about that? Now, who is Katie holding over there?
Yeah, who do I got right here?
So this is Leo. He is a leopard gecko, and leopard geckos come from Iran and Pakistan, over in that area of the world. And he is a terrestrial gecko, so he lives on the ground, on the earth, the terra firma. There are also arboreal geckos, and one of the differences between the two is arboreal geckos don't have eyelids. So they actually use their tongue to clean their eyes. So Leo here has the best of both worlds, because he has eyelids and his tongue is long enough where he can clean his eyes too with his tongue.
Oh, wow. Now, he feels a little different than what I thought he was going to feel like, too.
Yes, so most reptiles have scales, and you always want to pet them from behind the head towards the tail, so you're going with the scales, and that way you don't catch a scale. If you go backwards, you can catch a scale. But he doesn't have overlapping scales. He has more of a really soft skin with some kind of bumps underneath his skin.
And he's a really friendly guy, too. He's not squirming anywhere. He's just sort of staying put.
Yes, and he's one of the critters that we recommend for first exotic pet for people that want to get something for their children, because they're very low maintenance and they're pretty hardy.
Right, and that's why I'm holding him, too, because he's pretty low maintenance, and I don't think I could be over there with Mr. Freckles. But tell us a little bit about your business. What is ReptileGuide.net?
So we do reptile-themed programming and educational workshops. So anything from birthday parties, Boy Scout, Girl Scout, 4-H, small classrooms. We focus on small groups and hands-on. So 18 or less main guests. And that way all those people get a chance to feel, touch and feel the different skins and scales of all the critters that we bring to that kind of programming.
Right, so how can people connect with you to get involved with these little guys, these little critters?
Yeah, so you definitely want to check out our website, reptileguide.net, and then we also have a Facebook page, Instagram, and a YouTube channel. So there's all kind of cool stuff going on.
Wonderful. So he's actually going to be back later on in the show. Mr. Brendan, thank you so much for joining us for now. But we're going to learn a little bit more about these critters later on. But for now, let's go ahead and toss it over to Piper Evans for another look at weather.
Welcome back, everyone, and now let's take a look at tonight's forecast. For the Nashville area, we're going to top off at about 56 degrees. It's going to feel so comfortable tonight. I'm still going to wear my Chacos. I don't care. I'm a Chaco girl. That's what I'm going to wear. We're going to have partly cloudy skies for the whole night, and it's going to, around the Middle Tennessee area, it's going to be between 55 and 56 degrees. It's going to be a little bit cooler over here in the eastern part of Middle Tennessee. And as we now look at the weather map, we're going to have a low front coming towards Tennessee. But luckily, that just means that lower temperatures are coming and there's no rain, actually. So I know we're all pretty excited about that. And now let's take a look at your 7-day forecast. For today, we're going to have temperatures around 70 degrees, a little bit higher than that, and the low is going to be about 54. For Thursday, we're going to have partly cloudy skies. The high is going to be in the mid-70s again, and the low is going to be a little bit higher, a little bit under 60 degrees. And then for Friday, to kick off your weekend, we're going to have partly cloudy skies. The temperature is going up way more, around 80 degrees. It feels a lot like spring, and then we're going to have temperatures drop for your weekend in the 50s again, and the lows in the 30s and the 40s. So a little bit chillier. Now I'm going to send it back to the hosts.
Well, how did MTSU women's basketball do over the weekend? Did MTSU men's basketball continue their winning streak? The Predators tried to cool off the Flames. Welcome back to The Rise. I'm Alex Myers, your host of the Sports Zone. Well, this past weekend, Middle Tennessee's women's basketball team took on Marshall. The Blue Raiders started strong in the first quarter. They were scoring in the post as well as from the three-point line. It was a struggle for Marshall to score as MTSU played tough defense. Middle led at halftime with the score being 44-24. Marshall tried to make a comeback, but MTSU kept the lead as they won 94-69. Ty Petty led the way for Middle's offense, and she scored 22 points. The Blue Raiders will be back home to face University of Alabama, Birmingham. Well, MTSU's men's basketball team was also in action this past weekend as they had a tough matchup against Marshall as well. The Blue Raiders started strong in the first half as they led at halftime with a score of 47-26. Marshall cut the lead to single digits, but MTSU never trailed in the game. It was a historic day for Middle Tennessee's basketball team as they got their 1,200th victory as a program. They'll also be facing Alabama Birmingham this week on the road. And as we move into a little cooler sport, a winter sport as well, the NHL, we're going to talk about the Predators. The Nashville Predators faced off against the Columbus Blue Jackets this weekend. Nashville jumped out to an early lead as they scored 2 goals. The Predators scored another goal to extend their lead 3-1. The third period was an intense one as the Jackets fought back to tie the Predators, where Matthias Elkum scored the winning goal for the Preds as they won by a final score of 4-3. The Preds will be at home this Thursday as they face the Avalanche. That's all for the Sports Zone this week. I'm going to send it back to the desk.
Many come to MTSU not knowing what to expect. For some, it just might be destiny. Here's Rise reporter Jackson Jones with Humans of MTSU.
Well, thank you very much, guys, and welcome to an all-new season of Humans of MTSU. For tonight's segment, we found someone in the Behavioral and Health Sciences Department who thinks he is true blue as they come. Let's take a look.
Coming to MTSU since I was in middle school, actually. My sister is 6 years older than me, so I got a big sis, and when I was still in middle school, she graduated. She came to MTSU to do the nursing program here, and we're really close. I'd come up on spring break or Christmas break whenever I wasn't in school. I'd actually stay with her on campus at Womack, and we'd go to the rec center, you know, and just fell in love with campus. All I'd planned on doing was going to play college ball, and then I had my car wreck, and, you know, suddenly I'm in a wheelchair. I went back and finished my senior year of high school in a wheelchair, graduated with honors, and, you know, MTSU was always the plan. But it actually fit in perfect that, you know, a lot of people don't know MTSU it's handicap heaven in a way. It really is. It's the most accessible school in the state, and that's why you'll see so many, you know, wheelchair users, you know, manual chairs, electric chairs, walking canes, just all types of different stuff. Still name certain professors from undergraduate and then certain professors from my graduate program that just made all the difference, you know, really cool. Some of them I still talk to, but, you know, helped a whole lot.
Got his wheelchair up and he sang Surfing USA with us.
put back afterward, and he said it was the greatest night of his life, and that when he was on stage, he didn't remember that he was a quadriplegic. He thought he was a rock star.
Now, Christian is also actively involved with the Blue Raider Rugby League, and he encourages everyone to come out to the Rec Center and catch a game soon. That's all for Humans of MTSU. I'm Jackson Jones.
Lights, camera, action. This year is the year of the 89th Academy Awards. We're going to take an in-depth look at our favorite movies nominated and see who's going head-to-head for the battle of that tiny golden man. It's going to be an exciting weekend, and we know what you're all thinking. More stalking celebrity lives on social media. Yes, but that's not all. We have the Oscars. Rise segment producer Colton Griffith lets us know what we need to watch out for.
It's almost time for the 89th Academy Awards. So roll out the red carpet, grab all your electronics, and open up every form of social media you own. Because we're going in. That's right, Sunday at 7:30 at night, we'll get to see who's taking home those creepy golden little statues. But there are a lot of great nominations this year, and some great diversity. Between La La Land, Moonlight,
Try to forget all those times.
Hidden Figures,
She can handle any numbers you put in front of her.
This is about inventing the math.
Fences,
He got recruited by a college football team.
It ain't gonna get him nowhere.
and Arrival.
Have landed around the world.
This is one of 12. I'm never going to be able to speak their words.
Got 2 days. Figure something out.
I am human.
And not to mention, La La Land is nominated for a record-tying 14 nominations with Titanic. But honestly, when it comes to Best Picture, we should be watching out for Moonlight.
Best actor in leading role will be one tough one. It'll be between Ryan Gosling, Denzel Washington, and Casey Affleck. What I'm more excited for is the Best Actress in Supporting Role category, which Viola Davis, that is in a lock. The night is most likely going to leave viewers on the edge of their seats, surprised and live tweeting about everything. I'll just be happy if someone trips on stage. We're looking at you, Jennifer Lawrence. But anyways, catch the Academy Awards this Sunday night and live tweet us your experience, because we'll probably be feeling the same way. Reporting, I'm Marissa Burke.
Thanks, Marissa. Now we're back with our special guest, Mr. Brendan and Mr. Freckles and Leo here. But Mr. Brendan, you joined us earlier on in the show talking about these little guys. But could you tell us a little bit more about the Middle Tennessee Exotic Pet Expo that's coming up?
Yes, so the Expo is a fundraiser for the Middle Tennessee Exotic Pet Club. So we put on our expo twice a year, and this year will be in April, the 29th and 30th, and then again in October. So our pet club has been in existence for over 30 years. It started out as a bird club, and then over the past several years we've added in all of the exotic pets. And so we've really grown our expo. So the past 2 expos, we've had over 60 vendors and over 5,000 people come through the door. It's a really family-friendly event. We only charge $1 to get in. So everybody can come. You can bring your whole family and come and hang out and see lots of cool critters.
So are you coming back to Murfreesboro?
We'll be in Nashville at the fairgrounds for this event.
So do people get to actually get in do what I'm doing at expos like this, get to hold Mr. Freckles and stuff like that? What's the hands-on kind of stuff they get to do?
So at this expo, we really focus on education of people thinking about getting an exotic pet. Okay. We want them to really learn about the different pros and cons to each animal. So we have programming going on. So we have speakers going on throughout the day. So if there's a specific critter that you're interested in, check out our website about 2 weeks before the event, and we'll have our list of speakers, and so you'll know what time you want to be there, so you can learn about a pet that you might be thinking about getting.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for bringing your little critters to hang out with us too. We've really had a lot of fun.
No problem.
All right, well, thank you for joining us, and That's it for us right now at The Rise. Until next time, I'm Katie Inman.
And I'm Mason Brown. Have a great day, MTSU.